is our grip, just getting it set up, and then your stance. So my way of going about this is take your club and put it in your left hand. And then you're just going to lower it down, just kind of take a normal stance, line it up with the back of your heel to where your arm is fully extended out. And then you're going to lift it up, put your finger out, and then you're going to take your right hand, go ahead and lace it in with your finger, and grip the club. And then from here, then all you have to do is bend over just a little bit and drop your hands, and you're already going to be set up correct to the ball. And then with your stance, after you get set up, just make sure that your feet are shoulder width apart. Yes. And then, since we're talking about stance, then with the weather conditions today, it is pretty windy out. So usually, with the wind, you have trouble with your balance. So usually, what you want to do for that is kind of widen your stance. And most people think that with the wind, you want to swing as hard as you can, which is not the case. The harder you swing, the more of a chance you have of messing something up or doing something wrong, and it's going to cause outcome that's not so great that you don't want. So just make sure you take an easy swing. It does not have to be forced, and just widen your stance because it's going to keep you more balanced and stable when you're swinging through, and give you more of a better impact with the ball to help get it out there. So just keep that in mind today with the wind, and we'll go.
For good explanation.
Alright, so after seeing you guys hit a little bit, I've noticed that some of you are kind of hitting the ball a little thin and having a little bit of a hard time getting the ball up in the air. So I'm going to give you guys a drill to try here that should hopefully help with you guys staying down at the ball a little bit more to help you get your ball up better. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your golf ball and you're going to go ahead and tee it up. And then what you're going to do next is you're going to take another tee and you're going to put it in the ground about 2 inches in front of the ball. It doesn't have to be all the way down, but you at least want it up enough to where your club's going to be able to reach it. And from here, what you're going to do is start off, you're going to take a practice swing, swinging at the tees, and you're going to come through and make sure you hit that front one. And if you're doing it correctly, it's going to pop the tee up or you're going to break the tee, because that means that you came through enough to hit that tee, because when you're swinging, you want your divot to start really about 2 inches in front of your ball. It'll also help if you're hitting shots a little chunky too, because then you can come down. It's going to work on bringing that impact up a little bit further, so it's going to not help you hit behind the ball as more, but this should help with thin shots as well. So what you're going to do first is you're going to hit a shot without the ball and try to clip that tee. Then once you do that, you're going to add the ball to your first tee and hit the same shot while clipping the tee in front of it. And then once you've completed that, the last step is you're just going to tee your ball up again, except you're going to take this front tee away, because by then you should be able to get the feel on the course, and it's going to take that away so you don't fly it. It's just going to help you force yourself a bit more to come down on your ball and go through with your follow through better as well, because you're really going to be working to try to get that front tee. So like I said, to start off, take your stance, you're going to swing, then come through and make sure you hit that tee. It didn't pop up because the ground's a little bit hard, but you can see that I still clipped that tee in front of it. So just make sure you get that set back up again.
Oh, that's a beauty.
And you can see, it didn't go forward, but my tee still popped up. And then lastly, hit without it. Alright, so our last drill, the last station here is we're going to work on leg putting. So we've all been faced a time where we've had a really long putt and we're just like, oh boy, we hope we at least get it somewhere close. So this station's going to help you get help your feel with distance control and with these leg putts. So what we have here, we have a tee set up here, and then behind the hole we have an alignment stick that's about 3 feet back, because that's probably about the range that we want to be. So if we're in 3 feet, we're all happy. And
Right.
it's easy to make compared to like a 5 or 8 foot putt. So what you want to do, we're not so worried about if we make it in the hole. If you do, extra bonus points. So the goal here is to hit the putt and at least be 3 feet in front of the hole if you can't at least get it past. But ultimately we do want to get it past, because then that means that you actually give it a chance to get there. And you want to stop it before it hits the alignment stick or even goes over, because then you're just going out of your 3 foot range. So just hit a few from here and then make it your goal to make it past the hole but not go past the alignment stick. If you can make it in, like I said, that's still good too. Okay, so go ahead and give this a try. I'll show you what we want here. So line up. Hit it past the alignment stick. So now I'll get the sense of, hey, I hit it too hard, so just go a little bit easier. So that's going to help you get that feel. All right? All right. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so the first thing that we're going to work on is pitching. And the difference with pitching between chipping is this shot's going to go a little bit higher and it's going to stick when it lands rather than rolling out. And also, the difference between this one and a chip is a chip is more of a one lever type motion, where with a pitch you're going to use your wrist a little bit more rather than keeping it all one motion. So you're going to have several different motions in this. So what you want to do for this is you want to set up like you would with the normal chip. You're going to want it just a little bit more in the front of your stance, and you're going to set up to it. And with this, since the club face is going to be open just a little bit, you're going to want to aim to the left because it's going to have a tendency to go right. So with that, just make sure you line up just a little bit left. And also, what might help is if you point your feet just a little bit towards your target, because it's going to help keep your hips quiet so you're not moving and really trying to force that ball through, because you want your lower body to be quiet. So just set up to it, and you want your hands pressed just a little bit forward. When you come back, you're going to hinge your wrists. So just come back, hinge your wrists, and come through, and make sure that you follow through, because that's going to be the important part. Because if you don't follow through, it's not going to help get that ball up. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So like I said, go ahead, get lined up, have the ball a little bit more forward in your stance. I'm going to move just a little bit left. Move my feet just a little bit forward. Keep the lower half of my body quiet. And come back and hinge your wrists and follow through.
Ooh, that is beautiful.
Okay. All right. So, ready? Go ahead. So for our last thing that we're going to work on a few sand shots here. A lot of people tend to struggle with them, but the funny thing is, it's probably one of the easier shots in golf. But most people typically have a hard time knowing the correct way to hit the ball. With the sand shot, the trick is don't hit the ball. You want to hit about 2 inches behind the golf ball, and the sand you're gonna open your club face just a little bit. So that's gonna help get the ball up and out of the sand. And since we are opening the club face up a little bit, we're gonna wanna aim to the left because with it being open, it's gonna go to the right. So I'm going for this first pin here. So I wanna move myself just a little bit left. Get yourself situated in the sand. And you wanna hinge your wrist just a little bit with this to help. And you're gonna wanna hit right here behind the ball, and that's gonna help get that up. So just remember that, come down, and once again, your follow through is very important with getting this up as well. So we'll do that. We'll practice a couple of these first, and then we'll do a drill with this as well. Okay? All right, so the first shot that we're gonna work on is when the ball is above your feet. And usually when the ball's above your feet, your tendency is to either chunk it or pull it, and it goes really too far left than what you expect because you're really trying to come over the ball. So when you are faced with the ball above your feet, what you want to do is you want to grip down on your club just a little bit more, so that way you're not having, it will help eliminate the chunk, and you also want to aim a little bit right since you are going to be coming over a little bit easier on it, and it's going to compensate for you not going too far left to your target. So, and then also with your stance, you want to make sure that your weight is in the balls of your feet. So with that, we'll get set up. Bring down a little bit further. Take your stance. Make sure you're in the balls of your feet. A little bit more right. So our next shot here is an uphill wide. And usually with these, people tend to hit them high and short. So when you have an uphill ride, what you want to do is you want to put the ball in the middle of your stance. And then once you get your stance, you want to make sure that you're leaning into your left foot more than anything. Because if you're back here on your right side, then you're going to have a hard time transferring your weight and get through the ball. And it also causes us to stay behind, which makes us hit it high and short. So just make sure it's in the middle of your stance. You're sitting more on your left foot. And also, you're going to want to aim just a little bit more to the right because you're going to have a tendency of kind of putting it a little bit left. So with that, set up to it. And also, you kind of want a club with a straighter face rather than something with a high loft, because that's going to make you, if you have a club with a higher loft, then it's just going to add more to that height if you don't set up right.
So what club would you have?
I have a 7,
Okay.
so you can do 7, 6, anything as long as it's not sitting down. So, ball in the middle of my stance, leaning forward, and just take a normal swing and try to follow the terrain as best as you can.